Voruna Prime being able to run on all fours is sick, and this is how you play her as easy as possible. She literally has to hunt her prey. In this build, we're going to use both of her augment mods, not have any subsumed ability. We're playing her as intended. The first augment mod is for the first ability. When you activate your first ability, you do go invisible, and with this augment mod, it will highlight an enemy. That enemy will be more vulnerable, and then when you pounce on them with your second ability, it'll spread those statuses in 150% more range. Your second ability will apply 5 random statuses at 10 stacks. When you defeat that enemy, those statuses will spread. This is where you really get into the hunting mode. You can see this marked enemy through walls, and you really will want to go after them to spread the statuses even further. After you casted your first ability, you're invisible. However, as soon as you melee out of it, it takes you out of that invisibility unless you have the fourth ability active, which we'll talk about that soon. That one is going to increase your melee by a lot. Crit chance, crit damage, slash, tons of stuff. You're going to want to keep this ability active at all times. You're also going to want to keep the third ability active. It just has a timer, and whenever you kill an enemy that has 5 statuses with a headshot or melee, it will drop energy orbs or health orbs respectively. So this is excellent to have equilibrium on your build or a purple shard for your Archon shards. And the fourth ability has you go down on all fours, run around like a dog. And what's cool about this, it is not in your timer on your first ability. You're able to pounce on enemies, but there's a few charges until it's gone. Every kill will start increasing the damage. You'll see the multiplier down below in the middle. So the augment mod for this allows you to basically keep this up indefinitely. This really should just be baked into how this ability works. So basically play how I already described, but in this all 4 mode. Keep your first ability active, pounce on them with your 2, make sure your 3 is active. There was a bug that was fixed. Your first ability does also buff your fourth ability, and how the fourth ability works, it does more damage to targets that have the statuses from your second ability. The benefit of this fourth ability, in my opinion, is just the survivability of it not ending your invisibility timer for your 1, so you don't have to recast your 1 as often. Even though your fourth ability does not break the timer on your first ability, every time you do strike with your fourth ability, for that brief moment, your invisibility is broken, so Arcane Crepuscular doesn't work. The last thing to mention is she has a passive. Each of her 4 abilities has a different function. Instead of clicking those abilities, you hold them to activate the passive. To keep the video as short as possible, just hold your second ability, gives you status immunity, knockdown resistance. It's pretty much what everybody uses. You can read the rest to see which one you prefer, but in harder content, that's mostly what you'll be using. These are the mods I'm experimenting with right now. There's a lot of people online talking about the mecha set mods from Voruna, but that's more of a roar build that you put roar over top of this 4. Once I get my hands on all those mods and test that build, I'll definitely make an updated video on that to see what I think about that build. This was how you play Voruna as intended with her augment mods, run around on all 4s and have fun with this unique Warframe.